Yo, yo,
Man, how you doing?
man, I feel good to be back podding again, man.
I'm telling you, man, there's some things going on. Actually, you enlighten me. Let's jump right into it. Let's start with Marvin Jones, man. What's the news with Marvin, man? Tell the people.
Oh yeah, well, so in the interview, Marvin Jones, they pretty much asked him, hey, how do you feel about coming back to Detroit? Do you want to come back? And he pretty much, it's a way you can talk. He's very well trained in the media, so it's a way, you talk in the media. You don't just say, hey, I'm not coming back to this team, but in so many words, he pretty much said, yay, I'm not, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. He was like, I love well, basically he said, he sounded just like Snacks actually. He said, I love Detroit, but free agency is coming up, and I'm excited for it. So that kind of, if that don't let you know, hey, I ain't coming back, then I'm not really sure what would.
With that said, I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, give me 1 second. I got these alerts coming on. But Marvin Jones has always been a big Stafford guy,
yeah,
right? He's
yeah.
he's been a big stat. Actually, the reason why he came to Detroit was because of Stafford. His main intentions was to get with that big arm. He's like, y'all want to get over there, play with that big arm, and you know, I know they're going to distribute the ball to me. And he had some good seasons.
He
He had,
did, and I think it had and I do remember him saying that he when he first came that he liked Stafford, but um I also remember Bob Quinn kind of selling him on the fact that hey, Calvin is gone, you'll be the new number one receiver, and that was kind of his thing because he came from the Bengals, correct?
yeah, from Cincy. Yep.
That was his thing. He was kind of like, I wanted more. He was wanting more touches over in Cincinnati. But of course that wasn't gonna happen. I forgot who they had. They still got him over there. He was the number one,
AJ.
AJ, right? And that wasn't gonna happen. So the chance to be able to, and I think at the when he came, Detroit wasn't doing that bad. Because he was here when Caldwell was here a few years, right? Maybe
Right.
one or two.
Right.
So yeah, he wasn't. Detroit wasn't in a bad place when he first came. And I know, he got the raise. They paid him a pretty good contract, and it turned out to be a really good contract because Marvin Jones is a really good player. But back to your question.
Um, is that writing on the wall itself with Marvin saying, I kind of know Matthew's not coming back, so I pretty much know that since he's not coming back and it's going to be a total rebuild, I'm looking forward to this.
I don't know if I say it's writing on the wall for Stafford, but I say it's definitely a hint and a clue. I mean, these guys are in the locker room all the time. They're both on the offense. They one of the, a few of the two, older guys. So I'm sure they get along more. I know Marvin was. It was said that even last year he was, he's been pretty much a leader, for the team, a leader in the locker room. Um, I don't know if I say it's a it's a like a definite, but I say it's a clue. I mean, guys, these players aren't stupid. They know. Hey, I mean, even a couple of the coaches came out the last few days, like Corey Underlin. One thing I like about him, even if I don't like him as a coach, I like him for his reality. He came out and pretty much said, "Hey, we probably are not going to be here, next week, next season." He pretty much said right out, like, "Hey, we all know that some changes is going to be made, but the players aren't stupid." I mean, Marvin Jones is what, 32, 31?
I believe he's 31 going on 32. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that guy. He still. I mean, regardless of what Lions fans think about him, because maybe he's being a little bit misused this season. I think he kind of showed us towards the end of the season, like, hey, I'm still, I'm still a reputable. I might not be a number one receiver, but I can definitely be, a number two, or definitely a close number three on a, winning team or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
think he pretty much showed us like, hey, I can still I can still do this, and I think he wants to be in a situation to where he's winning, and I think that's what most players do. I mean, he pretty much got his money. His wife, she has her businesses. She has a couple businesses going. Um, but I think at the end of the day, he wants to be somewhere where he can win for his last, few years of being in the league and just
and
and playing at a high level.
yeah, that's all. What Marvin is just like everything that you just said. Plus, I don't think he wants to do. He doesn't want to be part of a new coaching staff, a new rebuild in Detroit. Like
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing with these guys. A lot of
with
them, it's
most
like
of them. Yep.
if I got to go through a new coaching staff, a new system, and everything, new front office, I might as well just do it somewhere else.
I might as well do it elsewhere, because it's like, I mean, comfortability. I mean, you heard a lot of the guys, because I've been paying a lot of attention to Selah, and you hear a lot of the players, the defensive players that's on 1-year contracts over there. A lot of them guys say, "Hey, when this man leaves, that's why I'm thinking since San Fran is probably going to try to make some moves this offseason. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to, get a Stafford, because it's a lot of them guys that's saying like, hey, wherever this man goes, whether that's to Detroit or wherever, hey, I'm going with him, you know. Um, and a lot of the, players it's just like me and you, we boys. So it's like, if you go somewhere and you starting something, it's like, okay, yeah, I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
go over here because I know how we work. You know what I'm saying? We work together. I know how he flow. He know how I flow. Everything is gravy. You know what I'm saying? But um,
I agree with you 100% on that.
yeah, a lot of the guys want to do the same. They want to do the same thing.
Right, and then especially what Marvin, what I'm thinking is that when he does leave the Lions, he seems like the kind of cat that he's gonna let a lot be known what was going on with the organization when he leaves. I believe, like, I'm gonna say this now: be prepared for the storm to come after the season's over.
After this season,
It's
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we should have we're going to have some really good podcasts, because a lot of good topics and conversations, because it's getting ready to all come out. Everybody who was, felt like they was held back and they was, mistreated or disrespected, and it's all coming out, you
yep.
know.
Soon as the season's
Uh,
over and them guys know they going to Detroit, they will be talking about Quinn Patricia. They will be
all
talking
of it.
about that, regime that we just had, and it'll be for the best, because I think it'll help Sheila understand that, you got to bring us some new people in here that's gonna do some damage control, some maintenance control.
And I think she knows that. I think she knows, hey, I got to get some I think she knows, like, I got to get some people in here. I think they understand that. Excuse me. I think they understand, like, this is not this next coaching hire, this next GM hire is nothing to play with. I mean, I can't wait until Monday, because I can't wait until Darrell Bevel is fired. I mean, goodness, like, that dude is just, I mean, yeah, well, Jayon Curse, he released a couple of, well, we're gonna actually talk about that in another segment, but
Yeah,
yeah, I can't wait till a lot of these guys are out of here.
definitely. And I'm glad you updated us with that Marvin Jones. He was in line. He definitely is one of my favorite lines over the last couple of years, man.
Oh yeah, oh
So
yeah.
so with that said, man, wherever he goes, man, and if we could get a GM that could get the ship right real quick and show him something, I would love to have him back on a nice contract. Don't get it twisted. I'd rather keep Marvin Jones on a real nice contract than overextend for Kenny Galladay. You feel
Can it
me?
get same? I felt the exact same, because it's I mean, maybe we can actually do a segment on that, see how the fans like it. It's a lot of the fans are saying, hey, who to keep, Romeo or Kenny G. So maybe we can do a segment on that, because I'd love to hear what you think about that. I know how I feel about it, but I know the fans want to hear, what you think about it.
All right, we on it. We gonna wrap this up and we gonna get that segment going ASAP. All right, brother.
ASAP. All right.